3, 2, 1. What's poppin', YouTube? It's your boy Anand Raman with the Instant Ramen Podcast, episode 4, coming at you, where we talk about whatever I want to talk about. And we're going to get started with the first segment of the day, the Facebook shitpost. So I'm going to pull up a picture that someone shared the other day that I've seen multiple times, and it's just something that isn't true. It says, I want a gamer boyfriend. I'd rather sit in a dark room in comfy clothes gaming with a guy than going to parties and clubs and stuff. Psh, who needs that? Social interaction? Pshaw. Am I a balloon letting out air? Because, who needs that stuff? I guarantee you guys, no woman has ever said that ever. Well, I take that back. They have said it, but it's in the beginning stages of when they start dating a guy. They do want a guy who's kind of nerdy and just sits in their room and plays video games a ton. But I guarantee you, they say it for the first 2 weeks. They say it for a month. Oh my God, I love just sitting indoors and playing. He just plays video games and I love just sitting there and watching him play. It just gives me so much satisfaction just sitting in the room doing nothing but watching him with the controller, just going to town, playing Call of Duty with his friends. And I don't want to go outside and talk to other people. I don't want to go and have a nice candlelit dinner at a restaurant. I just want to sit home with my hubby while he plays and gets a little chubby. I guarantee you they're going to do that for the first month, 2 months, 3 months, and then their tone is going to start changing. And they're going to start changing up on you. Because she's going to say, oh my God. It's going to be first, oh, I love it so much. I love the fact that he video games all the time. And then it's going to be like, yeah, girl, I love it. Oh my God. It's like he has no other hobbies. I just love the fact that he plays video games all day. It's like he doesn't even have a personality at this point. It's just his character avatar on his gaming screen that has a personality. I love it. You know, when they start dragging their tone more, they're getting more annoyed by the thing. It's just... First, it's I love it, and then it's I love it so much. So much. And, I feel like these girls that actually share this post and say these things are the girls that have got cheated on before, and they have loyalty and trust issues. So they kind of want a guy who, who they know are not going to go out and cheat on them. They're just going to be too busy trying to get achievements and unlock the latest skins on their characters and stuff. Their boyfriends wouldn't even be capable of cheating on them. That's the kind of boy they want. But then they realize that's not really who I want. I kind of want to go out and have a nice meal every once in a while. And, there's nothing wrong with playing video games. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is have a little equilibrium. Have some balance in your life. Have a hobby or two. Something aside from picking up that gaming controller and putting your headset on. Because I guarantee your relationship is going to be better for it. But girls that say all I want is for my gaming boyfriend to sit in the dark and play video games and eat Doritos and drink Mountain Dew all the time, they're lying straight through their teeth. Trust me, guys. Trust me. And it's a shit post. If you post that, you're not legit. That's not what you legitimately want. You want a little bit of that comfort, but you also want a little bit of that danger. If that danger isn't present, then girls get bored very easily, and they're gonna be seeking that in other forms somewhere else. I thought about this the other day because I came across a picture of it. When I was a kid, I went to the mall and I saw this thing known as the sea monkeys, and they were selling this product at stores, and I was so hyped, you guys. I was like, oh my God, this is insane. It's like a whole civilization that I can grow in my bedroom. What? That's crazy. And the picture is so clickbait and so false. It's such false advertising that I wanted my money back. Oh my God, it was so ridiculous, guys, as to how fake this was. So I'm going to pull up a picture right now. And This is what was on the package when they were advertising it to me. Something like this. Look, they have little faces. They're all happy and stuff. They have their own castle in the background. They have a little sea monkey kid. They have the wife has got like a little bow on. And it says, so eager to please, they can even be trained. Your sea monkeys... text is really small. But yeah, like it promises you that they can do loop-de-loops, they can, follow the light, and they look so happy, and they look like they have interesting things going on. And I was like, oh my god, this is going to be insane. Who needs a dog or a cat when I could have sea monkeys? Turns out, after I grew them, I put in the seeds or whatever packets they were in. The next day when they came out, they didn't look like sea monkeys, guys. They looked like straight up semen. They looked like little jizzed lying abominations that should have never been birthed. And honestly, I'm going to pull up a picture of what they looked like. That is what they looked like. They looked like parasites, all right? They looked like parasites just swimming around in the water, and they had no facial expressions, nothing. It was like I was growing jizz in a bottle, and they could swim around. And, I was grossed out by it. I was like, I don't want this in my room. But I guess, and then they started having kids and whatnot. They started actually growing into like a community or whatever. But it was so gross. And then fungus started growing, and they all started dying off. They all started dying off slowly, and that was sad. But also at the same time, don't lie to me. Don't lie to me about what's in the package, and maybe I would have been a better parent to these sea monkeys. That was like one of the biggest lies I was ever told as a kid. Sea monkeys. Jesus. I still don't know what those things are. They could be like, I don't know, like tardigrade bears or whatever for all I know. Look at these ones. They have little ball sacks. Look at that. Yeah, it's super weird, man. Like, I don't even know. Like, transparent shrimp is what it should have said on the package. How about, that must be so hard as a parent. If you're awaiting anxiously for 9 months and you're like, oh my god, I hope my baby has my eyes. I hope he has my hair. And then it comes out and you're just like, hey, wife, did you cheat on me with another species? Did you cheat on me with a platypus? Cause that doesn't look human. Or how about if it's a different race? Like it's a completely different race from what you are. You're Indian, and you have an Indian wife, and suddenly the kid, or not even Indian, you're white, and then the kid comes out African American. Hey, did you cheat on me with an African American? Because our child is serious black. He's serious black, man. He's a part of the Harry Potter realm. Like, I actually I went over to my cousin's the other day, and we were hanging out, and she's pregnant, and she was telling us about how her feeding habits have changed and stuff like that. She's eating a lot more healthier now and things like that, and she's like, she's really watching what she eats. And my sister said the most basic shit ever that pregnant women probably get all the time, and she was probably so tired of hearing it. She said, it's okay, you can eat a lot more than you're supposed to. You're eating for 2 now. And I'm so glad my cousin called her out on her shit and busted that myth straight up, because she was like, no, actually, that's not true at all. My doctor said so as well. The baby's just getting micronutrients from all of the food that I eat, but I still shouldn't eat in excess. Because obviously, guys, the baby, even if the baby were to be, if you were actually eating for 2, the baby could probably only eat a tiny, tablespoon worth of food at that point when it's like that small. You know what I mean? If you're eating in excess, you're not eating for 2. You're eating for you. And good on her, because she called it out right. I bet pregnant women have to go through that so much. I really hate the spread of misinformation. That's one of the things that really is one of my pet peeves. And she, I bet she has had to go through so many of those, because as soon as you're pregnant, everyone is just a doctor around you, where they're giving you information that's not true. But they're like, make sure you avoid the sun when you're pregnant, because I heard that if the sunlight radiates on your belly, then the baby comes out with a tan. and you don't want a little Jersey Shore looking baby, you know, you don't want the baby to have a tan. I heard that if you oh, this one is so annoying, yo. I heard that if you play Mozart for the baby and if it hears it through your belly, then it comes out with a higher IQ. How about no, man? How about no? Even Mozart himself would have been like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. You know? Oh, the baby's gonna hear Mozart and suddenly it's gonna be classically inclined? Okay. Sure. So many people are gonna tell you all kinds of shit, and I guess you just have to like avoid the bullshit and just, you know, have like horse blinders on and just pretend like you're like, oh, okay, but you know who are the crazies based off of all of those myths that they're telling you. Man. Speaking about babies, how about them babies in I saw this video the other day of this baby in India. It was like in a village in a rural part of India, and the baby came out completely deformed, and it had like a thing that I can only describe as something that looked like a crotch coming out of its face, and it had an extra head. And you know, they're like, in India, this baby is now revered as a god because of its deformities. And then there's this, you know, this village dad who just comes on screen and he says, yeah, when we first had Mahesh, you know, we didn't know, but now we know that he is the reincarnation of Ganapati, and he is just a blessing in disguise, and it really is something of a miracle. It's a miracle. Meanwhile, the camera pans back on the baby, and one of its head, you're not even sure if that head is alive anymore. It's just, there's a fly in its eyeball, and the other head is like drooling spit out, and its eyeballs are in different directions, and it's got like a penis-shaped thing coming out of its face. That's what I saw. And he's like, you know, we love our little Mahesh. He has so many good qualities. And meanwhile, the baby's just pooped itself, and it's like sitting there. And when the camera zooms in on its mouth, it mouths the words, kill me, put me out of my misery. Dude, and you know that they're like, you know, well, the village, Mahesh's father only makes $4 a day working at the fruit stand, so he relies on the donations of the village people. Of course he's using this baby as a money-making scheme, dude. Of course he is. And you also know for a fact that even though the doctors highly recommend that baby gets surgery at an early age before its problems start becoming worse, the father's going to say no, because that's going to end his money-making scheme. They're going to be like, doctors have recommended that Mahesh highly have surgery before the age of 10, before it becomes into a thing of critical condition. And then the camera zooms back onto the father, and he's just counting the money. He's just counting all of the donations from the villagers. It's just like, we are so thankful that our little Mahesh has all of the fruits of his labor from God, and we want him to be a beacon of hope for the city. Except they don't say beacon of hope. They don't know that word, but they say, you know, we would like to thank God for giving us this little baby, and we are sure it's going to be something of a miracle. Camera pans back to the baby, and it's just like, and that's a translation for, I just pooped myself. And there's more villagers just coming in and giving the baby money. Suddenly the camera pans back onto the dad, and he's like telling a truck to back up so that it can pick up all of the bundles of money that he's making off of his baby. And he's like, beep, beep, beep. Back it up, guys, back it up. Oh, I didn't know the camera was rolling. Well, little Mahesh, you know, every day he brings joy to our family, and it's just dude, that baby is not going to get the medical care it needs because his parents are selfish or something like that. There's, you know, and it's probably caused by improper like sewage running through the village, or like, you know, tainted water or incest, something like that, something messed up. But that's sad to see, man. It's sad to see, but it's also so crazy how the dad's like just all up about that money. You know, he's like, you know what, this happened to me, but how can I turn it into a profit? And That is crazy. Am I, like, these things hurt, but it's the truth, guys. I just offer you guys the truth. You know what I'm saying? Am I a dishwasher that's scrubbing pots and pans? Because I'm dishing out the truth to you guys. Is there saliva that's projectiling out of my mouth without my own consent in the form of hard facts? Because I'm spitting out the hard facts. I'm spitting out the hard truth, dude. And the truth hurts sometimes, but it's what the people need and it's what the people deserve. I really like animal facts, and animals are crazy. They never cease to amaze me. And the other day I read about this. This is something that's ridiculous. Is eagles are so badass that they mate in the air, and then they fall down at an intensely high speed, and if the guy has just enough time to finish before he hits the ground, or else they accept their death by hitting the pavement. How insane is that, guys? That's how badass eagles are. They literally will lock talons and then fly to their death all the while fucking. And if the dad is able to drop his seed, if he's able to bust a nut before he reaches the ground, they can survive and fly off to live the tale. But if they can't, they're like, all right, we're going to die, I guess. We are going to die, I guess. Imagine, it's like the most fun he's ever having. He's like locked down. He's like, oh my God, this feels so good. It feels so good. Feels so good. And that is... Damn, Mother Nature, you scary. You're crazy. You're absolutely ridiculous. It's something really crazy. In other news, I feel like I wanted to bring this into attention as well. It's a segment I like to call What Really Boils My Noodle. And it's things that really annoy me and have annoyed me for the past quite a while. And it's another thing that has to do with spreading misinformation, guys. I just absolutely hate it. And there's this one image that people always share on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and things like that. And it's always the older generation that doesn't really get that this is spammy stuff that isn't true. But it goes a little something like this. Don't ever sleep with mobile under the pillow. Most mobiles emit harmful radiation due to transmission of signal around 900 MHz, or whatever that is. Radiation may damage your brain. It may also cause headache and muscle pain. Oh, okay, so what about when I'm just holding the phone up to my face and talking like 99% of the population does? So that at that time, the radiation doesn't affect them at all. It's only when they're sleeping with the phone under their pillow? Yeah, man. Is this cow feces? Because I call bullshit. Alright, if it's underneath my pillow, then okay, that makes a little bit of sense that it would overheat, and in that way it's not safe. But radiation, come on, guys. Is it just like you're seeing your friend and week by week his head is just getting bigger because of the tumor caused by sleeping with the phone under his pillow? How come we've never seen that happen, huh? How come it's just this image? It's fear-mongering, guys, and it's not true. And I don't like it when people spread this kind of falsities. Lately, I have tried to get back to my regular diet, which is primarily like a low carb / ketogenic diet where I'm intermittent fasting as well. And it's just because I've been so tired of the crashes. I just can't handle them anymore from the carbs. When I eat heavy carb meals, I just don't have any energy to go and, get some and do whatever I need to do that needs to be done for the day. But once I do get on a fat-based diet, I feel like I have so much more sustained energy throughout the day. And how about people that shove their dietary beliefs on others, huh? That's also another thing I want to talk about. And I am guilty of this, guys. I would like to come clean to you guys that I was on an all-vegan diet for a year and a half, and I became a preacher, all right? It was like I owned a church because I became a preacher. I would tell people how I'm holier than them, because I wouldn't say it in those exact words, but I would make it seem very much like I'm better than you just because I don't partake in eating animals. And then I realized I don't even have the self-control to do that, so I was a hypocrite. And so, that's never good. Just let people enjoy what they want to enjoy, Life is so short, and if you can't tell other people what to do, especially because they're not even going to listen to you, they're just going to do their own thing, and they're going to think that you're a dick for forcing your beliefs on them. So I learned my lesson, and I don't do that anymore. I just kind of do it for myself. And, if people still ask me for advice and things like that, I will give it to them. But I'm not going to force my beliefs on anyone anymore. I've learned my lesson. And so should you guys. If you guys do that, don't do that. Because, everyone has their own beliefs and opinions. And you can't force something down someone's throat like that. It's not cool. What else do I want to talk about? It is still very hot up in here, to the point where I have to blast the AC every time I leave the house, or else I will just be drenched in sweat. It's usually almost every day is over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And so, I'm waiting for those winter days where I can just chill in the comfort of my house and not have to worry about melting like a candle. I went to this club the other day where I was dancing with a girl, and one thing led to another, and she was kind of just grinding up on me, and the bouncer came up to me and he was like, "You're gonna have to stop that. I'm gonna have to kick you out if you do that, because they frown upon that here." And I was like, why are you telling me this? Why are you not telling her? It's kind of like there's both parties involved in this. It's not just me that's, the person that, puts it out there. There's the chick is involved too, but no, he's just looking at me like I was causing all of the drama. And, that's sexist. Hold the woman accountable too. And, yeah. Today I'm drinking some Nescafe, which is this instant powder that you put in and you make the coffee. And I made the coffee super, super strong, because you're supposed to only put a tablespoon worth, but I put like 5 tablespoons worth. Why? Because I like the jitters. I like the energy that it gives me. Makes me really pop off, Yeah, guys, if you liked that, please share the video, like and subscribe. My name is Anand Raman. It's your boy out.